we are at the Armory, the Nike Track and Field Center at the Armory, and we are in the middle of our Colgate Women's Games series. This is the 50th year that we've done this series. There are four events in the series, 2 preliminary meets, 1 semifinals, and 1 finals. And today we are at our 2nd preliminary. This is a developmental series. The Colgate Women's Games is a developmental series, and it is open to all girls from 1st grade through college and beyond. Fred Thompson, the founder of the Colgate Women's Games, was the meet director for 40 some odd years. I became the meet director of the Colgate Women's Games, his successor. Fred Thompson was the visionary behind the Colgate Women's Games. He saw it as a means to offer young girls from 1st grade through college and beyond an opportunity to learn how to compete, and also at the same time to earn scholarships. And so that's the real special thing about the Colgate Women's Games. It's the only program, the only event that offers scholarships to young girls. It is totally free to compete. There are a multitude of events that young girls can compete in. They can join from 1st grade through college and beyond and learn how to compete, have fun, make new friends. It's just really, it opens so many opportunities for them in their future. We're in the middle of the series and registration is officially closed. We do have a semifinal event and a finals event. We do hope that people will come out to celebrate with us for the 50th anniversary finals, which are going to be held here on February 7th. This year's series, to register, the registration is closed for this year's series. Next year's series will open, registration will open next fall in September, and they would simply need to go to colgatewomensgames.com. All the information about how to register, rules and regulations, what the competition is all about, background information is on the website. It's really like such an eye-opener for a young girl who's never competed, does not know what organized competition is about, and to be involved. Parents who come to this event, as soon as they walk through the door, they know this is a place that they want their young daughters to be at. It's a very supportive community. There's no pressure. It's a ton of support. Family, friends, coaches, spectators are all cheering these young ladies on every step of the way. So they do feel that energy coming from, others to support them in what they're doing. The best part about it is a developmental series. So no matter how they do week 1 of our preliminaries, they can come back out and compete in week 2. It doesn't impact whether they can be a part of the competition. As the series progresses, girls earn points based on how they finish overall in the day's competition, and they then progress to the semifinals and then the grand finale, which is really like a little mini Olympics for many of these young ladies. They're front and center, and we really celebrate them in a big way. The very nice thing about the Colgate Women's Games is that it's open to any young girl who wants to participate. She does not have to belong to a club. She does not have to have a wealth of experience. This is where she comes to just come to understand what it means to compete in organized sport. And she competes against girls in her own grade level. So in other words, we have 6 divisions that girls are broken up into based on their grade level. So they're not competing, a girl who's in the 1st grade is not competing against a girl who's in the 9th grade. They compete against each other based on their grade level, and that makes it easier for them to feel comfortable and not daunted and overwhelmed by competing against girls who are much larger than them or maybe more experienced than them. We found that this is a formula that works. The health benefits for competing in sport, in any sport, is tremendous for young girls, and we want to expose them to healthy lifestyles, fitness at a very early age. The Colgate Women's Games encourages girls to stay in school. They are required to be enrolled in school in order to compete, even if it's homeschool. So we feel that's a very important component of what we offer. We want girls to know how very important it is to aspire to the highest level of education that they want to aspire to. And of course, the healthy lifestyle that comes with competing and training and being disciplined for sport, you can't beat that with a stick. We have a 30s plus division for young ladies or young women who would like to stay involved in the sport. They know how wholesome and healthy, how it gives them that psychological and just emotional lift that they need. They want to continue in the sport. They may not be the fastest or the strongest, but they want to stay involved. And many of them have children, grandchildren that they bring to compete, and they want to be out there doing their thing as well, and showing and leading and setting an example for them. So we have this 30s plus division, and you'll see ladies who competed when they were younger coming back 20 years later with their daughters and getting on the track and competing in the 30s plus. And it's super inspiring because these women are career women, professionals in their own right, and they're still at it, and it's very inspiring. One of the really unique features of the Colgate Women's Games is that scholarships are offered to the top performers at the end of this series. And for many young ladies, this is very important because it does help to supplement or pay for the cost of their education. Whether they use it that year or they defer it to when they graduate from high school and go to college to help pay off college bills, it's super beneficial. And this is one of the only programs that does something like that. So girls know what that means, and many of them come just for that. They strive for that. But the whole social sisterhood, the support system, the community support, it is really uplifting, and that's why you'll see girls continue year after year from first grade through college and beyond. And as I mentioned earlier, we have a 30s plus division for ladies who want to continue even beyond college. Colgate-Palmolive has been involved with this program, sponsoring this event for 50 years, and they are obviously beyond committed to this program. They are a caring company, and they want what's best for all people. So the fact that we're here today is a testimony of that, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So this year's finals is our 50th anniversary, and it should be very exciting. It will be on February 7th. It is free. We expect to have many of the finalists who helped to create this great legacy, and we will also have some Colgate Women's Games alumna who partnered with the series, the games this year, such as Dalilah Muhammad, Ajay Wilson, Natasha Hastings, and special guests, although she didn't compete in the games, but she is a complete supporter of women's track and field, Sha'Carri Richardson will join us. So it should be really exciting. There may be several others as well, but it should really be an amazing 50th anniversary finals. So this year's finals should be super exciting. It's going to be held at the Nike Track and Field Center at the Armory, which is at 168th Street and Fort Washington Avenue. You can take the A train, get off, walk a block, you're here. And it's on February 7th. It starts at 11 a.m. Try to get here a little early so you can get a real prime seat, because it's really going to be an exciting event. You'll need to order your ticket in advance. It's free. It's on eventbrite.com, and just look for February 7th, Colgate Women's Games. Order your ticket, it's free, and be here. I started track and field as a 13-year-old. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I went to Erasmus Hall High School. I joined the Adams Track Club and was coached by the late, great Fred Thompson. Fred Thompson was an athlete himself. He was an attorney by day and a coach by night. And through my involvement with track and field, I was able to earn a scholarship to New York University, so I'm a graduate of NYU as well. In 1972, I was a member of the U.S. Olympic team that competed in Munich, Germany. I was in the 800 meters, and I won a silver medal in the 4x400 meter relay. My Olympic experience was amazing. Winning a silver medal was something that I could only have dreamed of, but for it to have happened was incredible. Most girls do not realize what they're made of. They do not realize how far they can take themselves until they're in a setting where they have the opportunity. That's why I love the Colgate Women's Games, because they have that opportunity. They learn at an early age that they do have something special, and they learn to hone those skills. The discipline, for me, the discipline of training 4 days a week, having to balance that with my school studies, compete on the 5th day, and take a day off rest, completely molded and disciplined me to where I knew that if I applied myself to anything, I could do it. Most young girls are looking for two things. They are looking for support and leadership. And for me, being involved in track and field at such an early age helped me to be able to rely on someone who saw more in me than I saw in myself. So when I joined the track team and I started to see, I was able to apply myself in ways that I didn't know I could. And then I saw the benefits of those things, and I became a believer in myself. And those disciplines you learn out here, because you're, like I said, you can't learn it in a book. You're a bundle of nerves. You're performing in front of thousands of people, and a 3rd grader, that's a lot. A 4th grader, that's a lot. So she's learning to manage emotions, manage extremes, highs and lows. If she does well, great. If she doesn't, how do I manage that disappointment? The humility that you learn, the self-awareness, self-esteem that you build, confidence that you build, all of those things. So for me, at 13, when I started, it took a couple of years before I realized that I have come through like a kiln, where I am now like so much more confident and prepared to do some great things in my life. And I became a total believer in my ability to achieve, which is not something that I fully understood as a 13-year-old girl. And I think all of this happens, it's a process. It's a process of learning yourself, a process of learning how to be fierce, how to be humble, how to be confident, how to be poised, how to inspire others, how to lead, how to achieve. These are things that they learn here. This Colgate Women's Games is a grassroots event, and it's an individual event. Every girl is out there performing on her own. Even though her coach or her parent or her friends may be in the stands watching, she's really the one, when she toes the line, she's the one that has to deliver on what she's prepared for. So this prepares you for any aspect of your life. For me, working with the Colgate-Palmolive company for all these years has taught me a lot about corporate America. I believe, because I see the proof is in the pudding, that they are totally behind supporting community, developing community. There's no way that they would be involved for 50 years with a program of this nature if they didn't. And it's important to the athletes. It's important to the parents and the families and the communities that Colgate is helping to build by having a program like this year after year consistently, because that's when development takes place. It doesn't take place overnight. It's never a one and done situation. You need consistent programming and sponsorship and support, and Colgate gives that. And that really means a lot to all of us. I want to say what's up to Colgate-Palmolive, all my friends there who helped to make this event possible, not just for me, but for thousands of other girls. And I want to say what's up to my family who supported me through all of this. 50 years, amazing. I love you.